Today we're doing a sales letter breakdown, and today is going to be a bit cool. So two things of note for this specific breakdown. One, we're going back in time. We're going way back to, I believe, 2017. This is the internet breaking sales letter with James Altucher and his cryptocurrency script, the Agora Financial front end. There are elements of this promo, specific lines of copy, that absolutely would not fly these days. There's so many instances where it says literally words like "this always works." It's always happened and has never failed. So you can't do stuff like that with the scrutiny of the FTC these days. And it's a lot of that kind of talk that got big name publishers in trouble to begin with. The cool thing is, though, it's a classic. It worked. Let's dissect the messaging and the sort of approach that made it work so well. Act 2A. 2A is how is this possible? It's the catalyst section, okay? So notice as he's talking about the force of nature and catalyst sort of jibe together in that section. Notice that as he's talking about the force of nature, he's teasing his force of nature examples. Using this roadmap, this is, okay, one other piece I want to say too. This is why I feel like the lead is the hardest thing to write at the beginning, and it's usually like the last thing you're working on, because this appears, like these examples appear on page 30, right? So maybe perhaps he had it so meticulously outlined that he knew he was going to talk about these on page 30, or had them written up somewhere in his research. But the good chance is, like, he wrote the promo and was like, I want to, these are really good examples. I'm going to tease you to the start. Okay. And now the booming crypto, right? And now the booming crypto market is following the exact same 3-step script. Okay, so this is important too. This is about setting context, and he's going to do this in the promo, because the lead is sort of the advertisement for the advertisement. It's the summary of the promo in a way. It's teasing what's to come. So in the actual writing of the promo, he is going to set the context with these older examples, and then he's going to tie it to, and this force of nature I've illustrated to you, I've proven is beneficial and useful for you and real. Well, that's happening today. That's how you write copy. Okay. We've talked about this a lot. Like, I've been getting a lot more belligerent about the idea of setting context. And so we're going to see that play out here too. Using this roadmap. So using the roadmap. So there's a couple things here. I've already made 1.8 million. So I'm going to underline this with purple and orange. Purple represents mechanism. And when I put using this roadmap, because this is what tripped me up about the coffee, I was like, is this a mechanism or what? What is happening here? What he's doing here is tapping into the force of nature. Tap into, so I'm just going to label that for anyone who comes back to this later, so they understand what my lines are about there. Taps into, by tapping into this force of nature, remember, we're still talking about the force of nature here. Don't get it twisted, okay? I mean, 1.8 million. Before you guess, it was not Bitcoin. You see, Bitcoin gained a lot of publicity after it turned many regular folks into millionaires. Okay, so I used to make a 1.8 billion and expand the op. So this is a better than section, okay? And this is something, see right here, this bullet, Bitcoin was the biggest guy in the yard at the time. The deadline for this was October 26, 2017. So Bitcoin was on a tear, all right? This is during mania for cryptocurrencies, and specifically Bitcoin. And notice right at the gate, he takes Bitcoin out. Okay, this is something that I say, you can't just be like, we beat the S&P and the S&P didn't even do good. S&P only had 6% gain. That's not a good better than section. Beating up a third grader doesn't make you tough, right? That's the thing. If your competition's weak, then your copy is weak for beating that, right? So he goes up to Bitcoin, taps him on the shoulder, pow, lays him out. All right. So it's not Bitcoin, the granddaddy of cryptos. Bitcoin gained a lot of publicity. Anyone who did this would have made 46 million, and that's done. It's over. It was easy, but now it's $4,000, and it's impossible. It'll never go above 4,000. So he says, that's sarcasm. Side note, one time I said that Gary Halbert was a pretty good copywriter, sarcastically, on a YouTube video, and almost all the comments are people telling me I have no right to talk about Gary Halbert that way. And it's like, it's a joke, you idiots. Anyway, so fast money in Bitcoin has already been made. It was easy to make that when Bitcoin was trading for pennies. Now that digital currency is trading for 4,000, it will be harder. All right. You can't do that. If you miss Bitcoin boom, don't worry. So he's dismissed it. It doesn't exist. He's like, that the ship has sailed. It's gone. It's departed. Now, this year, hundreds of smaller cryptocurrencies have popped up. And unlike expensive Bitcoin, right, many of these are trading for pennies. So the contrast here, you could try to invest 4,000 or pennies. So let's go up here. So let's say on this note here, $4,000 versus pennies. Okay. Look at the difference. What would you rather try to start with? In fact, I recently bought another crypto for just 52 cents. It's up 800% in 3 weeks. Many cryptos are trading for pocket change. That means you get started today with a single $100 bill. If you follow my proven, so there's this classic sort of NSB in here, proven. We've got the force of nature in here, 3-step script. And the word follow is a bit of a mechanism term, tap into the force of nature. You could result. All right. Doesn't matter what the result is, but this is the formula. Just what happened with Bitcoin investors. I know that's a huge claim. This kind of get rich quick opportunity is already happening. All right. So where are we at now in the process? We're at demo results. So you've kind of seen the beats of a sales letter, the bullets of Act 1, the lead already playing out. You got Trigger BS teasing the force of nature. They haven't got to the catalyst yet. They expand the out. They have a better than section. Okay. They drop some cred. Again, when it comes to cred, I was talking to one of my guys recently. Like, I just want to see some sort of cred about the guru. The cred is about the guru. Like, you could borrow some cred from like outside authority proof saying like, oh, I'm not the only one saying this. They're also saying it. It would be nice though to see like a couple things like, why listen to me? One simple line like this. The example I was sharing was like Nomi Prince say, I'm constantly going to federal banks or something like that to coach them or something like that. And I was like, we just want to see like one line. We don't have to go all into their resume, but just a line like this. We need something like that. And I think that's important, right? It's all you need. All right. So we got the golden lasso here, demo results. All right. So he gets the results in here. Happened with Verge. Now this is important. The new cryptocurrency that's improved upon Bitcoin's technology. Most people never heard of it, but if you invested a single $100 bill earlier this year, you could have cashed out with this much. So this is almost the result, almost is just proving the better than claims, the better than section. Not totally, but it's adjacent. He doesn't directly call out Bitcoin, but he calls out how cheap it is. The point to prove here is a 100 bill will make you. Actually, let me erase this. This will mislead anyone who's reading it. I think what I want to stress here is he's just proving the result. Right here, demo result. Point to prove, get rich with $100. The thing he's proving is the result. So he promises you'll turn, I think it was $100 into a fortune. What's up, Copy Squad? I hope you found that useful, and if you'd like to actually join our private conversations in full and get some of this actionable advice for your copy or business, I invite you to check out copysquad.net/join. Here you can sign up for our highest, most exclusive level group, the Copy Squad Inner Circle. Every week we alternate between 2 types of live meetings to keep our conversation fresh around copy and continually grow our skills together. So one week we take member submissions and questions and we go over user copy, and then the next week we'll do sales letter breakdowns of top tier 7- and 8-figure sales letters by some of the best copywriters and businesses in the game. So that rotates every week. One week we take submissions, the next week we do a sales letter breakdown. These calls are attended by myself, my current writing team, and even some of my previous writers are also regulars on these calls. So there's top tier talent attending all of these calls. We also have a brand new Slack channel for members to share ideas, their copy, experiences, insights, and keep up with our program announcements. So all you got to do is go to this page, copysquad.net/join. Choose whether you want a yearly or monthly membership, and then you can have access to one of the highest performing, most elite copy groups on the planet. Thanks so much for tuning in, and peace out, Copy Squad.